Jonathan, can you hear me?
I can.
We only have you and Sherry. Don't see, we're missing Scott, we're missing Mary, and I know Debbie could not make it today.
So we need Scott because I think Mary may not be here on time. It was her email. Mary sent him an email. She's stuck at work. She's going to try to join if she can from work.
Okay. I just sent Scott a text.
Okay. I sent Mary a text also seeing if she's able to make it.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Scott. Thanks for chiming in. You're muted.
Sorry about that. I got it scheduled.
One, I just admitted, I don't know if that's Mary or. Hi, homeowner who I just admitted, you are labeled MA. Can you let me know what your name? You have to unmute yourself. I see you unmuted yourself.
Talk about USA.
Yeah, the homeowner that is labeled MA, can you let me know what your address is so I can verify you're a homeowner in Country Park?
8288 Cedar Hollow Lane.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, there's nobody left in the waiting room. John, did you want to call the meeting to order?
Yeah, let's get started. Sherry, you're with us? There she is.
Yes, I am.
Thank you. We have a quorum.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you all.
First order of business would be to approve prior meeting minutes.
The minutes attached are from the organizational meeting.
Correct. The organizational meeting is a regular board meeting. So we need to approve those minutes.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from January 6th.
Is there a second?
I can second that.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Since
Next,
I'll cover financials.
go ahead.
Our operating account is at $151,791, which is very adequate. Our total reserves are $679,881, healthy. Our total assets stand at $872,876. Of note, we did have a significant irrigation expense that was actually repaired in December, but paid in January. We had to replace 2 pumps. And because the election took place January 6th, we usually have our postage and office expense for the election in December, but this time that also falls in January. But that was it. Oh, also, Marlana,
Yes.
on the reserve liabilities, we still have a tennis court reserve line item set 25.2575. The tennis court reserve is part of the contingency reserve. Can we just move the funds, move that line item into the contingency reserves, combine them?
Okay. So, yeah, you're wanting the tennis court reserve and the contingency to be merged into one?
Yeah, that just contingency covers the tennis courts, monuments,
Right.
signs, pool, etc.
Yeah, contingency could cover everything. Okay. So you're
Right.
wanting the two combined.
Yeah, last year, Brian took out the tennis court reserves as a separate line item because we redid it, or a couple of years ago, we did the tennis courts, but it's still part of the contingency. So just a procedural, just a we're not, not actually changing any dollars, just simplifying the reserves.
Okay.
That's it.
Next on the agenda is the bathroom remodel upgrade. We had several proposals.
You know,
Has the
Marlana,
board-
I don't know if we're there yet because those proposals, some of them just had things just lumped together instead of being, separated out and itemized pretty much. And that could sort of get us into some situations. I think we ought to look at those again and get a little bit better information in the ones that grouped them together.
Okay, so do you have, like, is there a specific vendor that you're wanting to get a more itemized proposal from? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, but I'm going to need to look at them again and to discuss that further. I know Debbie had concerns in the same area, so we're just not in a real hurry to jump on this. We just want to be sure we do it right. Be sure we don't get ourselves into, anything. That's my opinion.
Gotcha.
I'd like to try to move
Board-
sooner than later, but considering we're missing 2 board members and this is a significant project, I guess we could table it till the next meeting.
Yeah.
I'd like to have all, the whole board involved.
Yeah, that would be good.
Okay. Next will be tennis court nets. Let me see.
I was at the pool area and I noticed the tennis court nets are deteriorating. They're still
Yes.
playable, but they're due. The top row, the top material is flaking and disintegrating. I don't remember when we replaced them last, but the proposal's there for $819 with labor. Poles are in great shape. There's no issues there.
Is this price pretty in line with others? Do we have,
It's
have
the
we-
same as we paid last time.
okay.
And I remember
that.
the difference between what they call a regular grade net was about $150 a net, and the 6-star tennis net is the top of the line for $219. That's what's on there now.
Yeah, it's worth it.
It's what they use at St. Andrews Country Club too.
If we're going to keep up with our tennis courts, we need to keep up with our nets.
Yeah,
It's to
so we'll make a motion to approve the replacement of the tennis court nets.
Yes, and I'll second it.
Scott, are you still with us? Are you in favor of the tennis court nets also?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Just wanted to make sure because got it. I see you talking, but I can't hear you. Jonathan, can you hear Scott?
I cannot.
Yes.
Yeah, I heard that you agreed with the proposal, but I didn't hear what you were saying after. Okay, so next on our list is, the pool pavilion. The footers are rusted out. I believe you guys have had them painted in the past. Our APM, what's he called? He's called a handyman. He's our handyman. He has given us a proposal for $225. to tape off and grind down the rust and repaint the footers of the 2 pavilions. Is there any discussion amongst the board on this?
I think that that sounds reasonable and that it needs to be done.
I'll second. All in favor?
All in favor? Perfect. Pool pavilion. Okay. Next is violations. Does the board have any discussion on this? We have about 29 open violations.
I mean, my concern is ones that are being ignored for periods of time that we need to get cleared up.
Okay. So does the board have direction for me? Somebody that's had a violation open for 6 months goes to the attorney. Someone who's had a violation for a year that hasn't been cured yet goes to the attorney. Some kind of guideline for me to follow.
I think 6 months is reasonable. But does the seriousness of the violation come into play?
I think it should, can it? I mean,
Somebody that's got a
I hate to
crooked
just do
mailbox.
this blanket thing that ends up not being reasonable in areas. I don't know exactly what that means at this moment, but
Well, the board has the option of reviewing all open violations individually. So we could do that at our next meeting. We couldn't do it at today's meeting because I would need that available also to the homeowners that are in attendance. We don't have to go by address. We could just go by, or by homeowner name. We could just go by lot number and say lot number XYZ that has an open violation. This one, let's send it to the attorney. You know, and then the next one you might say, no, don't send that one to the attorney or whatever the board decides. But so that's an option to go one by one, or give me some sort of direction for open, the ones that are open, like I said.
With 29 open violations, I don't feel comfortable sending 29 homeowners to the attorney without knowing.
as a blanket order.
Right. Some of the if it's like a crooked mailbox or something, that seems really petty to send to the attorney. But if somebody's got a serious violation that they're not addressing, like a broken down car in the lawn or something, that requires, that dictates a different course of action.
I agree.
Right.
I don't think that we can come to that answer tonight.
Okay.
Am I right?
That's fair enough.
Scott, John, are you in agreement with me that?
Yeah, since we have to supply a list as part of the minutes. And all right.
Okay. We want to verify that the board is aware you do have access to this online, right? Under board overview, board violations review.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Next on the agenda is, I labeled it as tree trimming. This was the proposal that we requested because on Liberty Bell, over by Liberty Bell, there is a tree that was a branch broke, and the tree is dead. It needs removed. Also, we have Florida holly growing over the hedges.
Right. This is that dead tree.
I'm sorry?
This is that big dead tree.
Yes. So this was given to us a little while ago, and I did send it to the board. Never heard anything. We never had it done. So I thought this was the perfect time to revisit this specific issue. Does the board have any discussion or a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Do we have a second?
Sorry, can you be more specific and tell me again exactly what we're voting on? I just need to hear it verbally again.
Yes, this is, it's a proposal for $3,260. It's for the removal of the hardwood tree and broken branches that is on Liberty Bell. It's over near Scott's house, if you know where that is. And also they're going to cut back the Florida holly that keeps growing over the hedges and hanging down. It looks like crazy vines.
I understand.
Yeah, and it's not like that, it's growing over the street where it's hitting our vehicles when we drive by also.
It sounds like that's something that needs to be taken care of. Does is the price in line for the tree removal? Is the same people that we've used before?
Yeah, they've been very good on price.
Okay. All right. Well, again, I don't really believe in ignoring things that I think that should be done. If the price is right, I can make a motion to proceed with that.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
you're clear now. Next on the agenda was moving $30,000 on paper from the contingency reserve to the road reserve.
Yeah, that's our annual road reserve funding. It's just a bookkeeping entry to fund our road reserves for the year, $30,000 a year. Almost all of that came from interest earned on the reserves and the investments that the reserves generate, the earnings that the reserves generate.
Okay, so John, your motion is to move that from the contingency reserve to the road reserve on paper. Do I have a second to that motion?
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Perfect. Does the board have any other discussion on anything before I open up to the homeowners?
Not aye.
Okay.
No.
Homeowners, we'll go one by one. If you have a question, comment, concern, anything on the agenda items, please unmute yourself one at a time.
No,
I have a concern, but it's not about anything we talked about.
For the meetings, it needs to be on the agenda items or the financials. Otherwise, if you have a concern that's not on today's agenda, you can send me an email and we can, look at that. Does
Okay.
anybody else have any questions, comments, concerns on the agenda items or the financials?
Motion to adjourn.
Seconded.
second.
Thank
Right.
you. Have a good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Right.
Have a good one. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Have a good night.